so let's move on with our today's agenda. Okay, so as we know, like we already mentioned in our flyer and our session that what we are going to cover, a couple of topics I will try to cover here. Okay, so and then we can move on from there. Okay, so as a part of like I'll cover what is the ecosystem of the IT. Okay, so what are the different roles and responsibility, what they are doing in at a different role when they hired in any organization. And after that, we'll learn a little bit about the OOS concepts that is common across the board, that is prerequisite for any role you are hired in. It doesn't matter whether it's a QA, developer, data analyst, business analyst, at least you have some basic understanding of uh, what is industry, like how it works, like OOS concepts. Then I will show you some of the like processes, like some of the course content, like what are required for a couple of roles. That if you want to achieve something, like what are the things you can do. If you want to start your career in somewhere, it doesn't matter whether you join MIT or not. But if you have any concern question, you can ask me. Let's say if you want to become, uh, like if you want to get job in some fields, if you are currently applying jobs, so I might guide you. Okay, so if you can ask me some questions. Okay, so before that, I'll just show you a couple of things that how we work, right? Whenever we have a class, because this was not a webinar, this is a demo class. And demo class, I always prefer that it should give you the similar feeling what exact kind of class we are conducting in a daily routine. So that was the intention here. So when you join the class, first and foremost thing is like any faculty or me will come, that will take the, like we have a classroom account. Okay, so you will be assigned to like given some prerequisite permissions on our classroom. So in the classroom, you have like different like topic here, like classwork. We are basically uploading a lot of materials here. So this is the one sample classroom I'm showing you right now. Are you guys able to see my screen, right? Are you all on my screen? Okay. So like we basically take the attendance daily basis. Okay, whatever the number of lectures are there, we take the attendance first thing. And we have basically when you join, like we have first step is orientation. So we have some videos. Orientation video is also recorded. So let's say if you join today, or maybe like our batch is going to start after 1 month. So first thing is that we don't want to waste your 1 month. Okay, so that is the intention here. So we will basically give you a lot of prerequisite thing which you can do it at by yourself. You don't need us basically. So like we have some Udemy trainings, we have account on the plural side, like we purchase a lot of training. Apart from that, we have put some important thing where you can start. Okay, so for data analyst, we have put some material for the data analyst. For cybersecurity analyst, we have so all different roles and responsibility wise, or different batch wise. Okay, so whatever you want to achieve, that based on that we have put some video links or some material links, and some of the accounts we have created, purchase some courses. So wherever you want to go before you come, at least you can gain some knowledge. Okay, that is the intention here. So you can see like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, like all this basic material. On top of that, we have like some what are the software installation is required. So let's say if it's a data analyst batch, you need Python installation. It's a QA batch or Java, you need Java installation. If cybersecurity, you need some other different set of softwares. So it depends on the type of course you have registered with us. Like based on that, you will get the different orientation guideline. So and you have video also. Okay, so for the orientation. So once we basically like start, once you complete this one orientation, we have next step is like warm-up session. Okay, so in the case of the warm-up sessions, we have like basic again whatever we have suggested you to go through. So we have like introduction, like there are 7 to 8 lectures, like this very basic. Okay, so it depends on the course again, the content, and content is particularly defined everywhere. Okay, so we have defined what is the input, what is the output, what are the some of the links, what some of the assignments are mentioned. So everything is properly documented. Okay, so and if you have any concern question, you can reach out to us also. This is like first step. Okay, so as a part of this one, like I always start with this introduction. Okay, SDLC, STLC, and what is roles and responsibilities. So today I'm going to cover a little bit about introduction and overview of the responsibility. So this is what basically I'm starting from. Okay, so orientation part is always like student has to do it on on space, because when you join here, you have at least some understanding what you are going to achieve in your life. And then I will start from here, okay? But I'll just go through the like further process. We have deep learning, like after this warm up, we have deep learning, then we have advanced learning, and then some of the interview prep things like project definition. So some of the project materials like samples projects we are uploading there. And some of the time, like all the based on the faculties, okay? So you see like self assessment we are also giving, that how much is, uh, like is a self check, okay? So what exactly you are doing throughout the batch, like at every, like after you complete the warm sessions, we ask you to fill out the form. That fill out form means it's a yes no, yes no. So you realize that, okay, are you putting the efforts from your side or not? And that is pretty much required, because if you don't understand what you are doing, like if you put the effort, that's not going to work. At the end of the day, you guys have to put the efforts from your side. So that's pretty much required. And here we put some study material and all those different stuff, okay? So this is classroom. uh, Now let's jump back to our main topic today, okay? So I'm just going to show you, like, let's a holistic perspective. What are the different people are there in the IT? So, and what are the roles and responsibility of those? How they are performing, and based on that, like I'll map you some of the certifications also, and maybe you can like specifically ask like what kind of preparations we can do in the end. So you can see like business. So what business? So we are not going to target like to get a job in the business side, because it's functional. So there are two main aspects. Is business is in the, let's say, just take an example. Let's say RBC Bank. So as a part of the RBC Bank, we have different verticals. We have consumer banking, we have trading, we have foreign exchange, we have rates. So there could be many different verticals are there. So let's say consumer banking. Let's think about everybody when we came to Canada, we try to open an account. So how we decided, okay, which account is better for us, like which bank is giving which good offer, which bank is newcomer friendly. So business is trying to sell a product in the market, and they are basically helping technology to generate the revenue, and then they are giving the requirement, okay, this is what I want. So business will always, like, revenue money will come from there, okay? So they are basically trying to get more customer in. They will do the analysis, okay, what kind of what different kind of products, what are the competitor analyses are there. So all different kind sort of requirements, they think, they give the ideas that, okay, we want, if you launch this kind of product, then we can gain more customers. So that is important here. So let's say once business understand, okay, I want to develop a websites or any product like Amazon, then what next? The next step is we can basically, like, they will basically give ideas to BA and PM. So we have different roles here: business analyst, project manager. So they both are perform different positions, different role here. Business give a requirement, one line requirement, that, okay, I want to develop this kind of functionality, simple, that RBC has, okay, CIBC has, my competitor has this functionality, and if we implement this kind of features and functionality, then we can gain more benefit, okay? So now that comes to the BA, okay? Then BA will, what is the main responsibility of BA will elaborate the requirement, it will generate the business requirement document. So there are different software, okay? They are like with the BA, UI UX team also might work together, because BA will try to convey, like create some usability scenarios, okay? So like some prototype, some working model. It looks, it's not a website, it's not a working model, but it's just a prototype. Like we can use Wireframe, Figma. So it can be represented to business, okay, once your website will be ready or your product will be ready, it will look like this. These are the features and functionality will be there. So business analyst will do those analysis, like competitor market analysis, and then find out that, okay, what are the screens we are there, what are the features and functionality we are going to deliver, how user is going to use this. So all this thing will be taken care by the BA, and in the as a part of the business requirement document. So it's a BRD document. Now, once BRD document is ready, so there will be back and forth, obviously, because they will present, okay, this is what we understood, what you have told us to do. Like they will request the business might come back with different ideas, or there might be back and forth. And BA also consult with, like, some technical people, that business might ask anything, but whether it's technically feasible or not. So there might be a feasibility study analysis also will be involved from the technical team perspective. Once the technical feasibility analysis and BRD is finalized, they will send business for the final review, and business has to do the sign off. Okay, so sign off means they have to sign like physically, or maybe they have to sign digitally that okay, I'm agreeing that okay, whatever the requirements I have suggested, this is what I want. Now the reason why these follow, even though everybody is the same company's employee, why this kind of process are being followed? Because like let's say we don't follow this. Let's think about for a moment. Let's say we are not following this process. Once as a developer, as a QA, as a whole team, technical team delivers something, then business will come say, hey, I didn't tell you this, right? So even it sometimes it might be intentionally, sometimes it's not intentional, but at the end of the day, it's money involved, cost involved. So anybody can change their statement. So business might change the statement. So even though it's the same company, they have to sign off over the email or the doc sign or whatever the medium it is, but they have to sign off the requirement. Once requirement is signed off, it might go to the next level for the design, okay, technical design. Okay, so now we have understood couple of roles here, like the business side. Then underneath there's a BA, PM. So project manager. Okay, I'll come back to project manager role later because those first let's discuss the technical roles, and then we'll discuss about the functional role a little bit. Okay, so now system architect, system lead, tech lead. So now what they are basically performing. What's their role? They will take the BRD as input, business requirement document, and then they will try to translate into the technical requirement specification document, TRS. And there are, you can see on my screen, we'll share this PPT to all of you. That's even on our website also somewhere is there. So like technical requirement specification, there are design like LLD, low level design, high level design. On top of that, inside that we have different kind of diagrams. So what happened, like what we do actually in our normal world, whenever somebody tell you, okay, I want to do this, I want to achieve this, we already we start doing it directly. As a human mentality, what we do, we directly start doing something, but we don't do the analysis. Okay, so in our IT world, the principle called 80-20 principle is very important. So what is 80-20 principle? So 80% analysis and 20% coding. Any field, coding means not code, okay? Implementation, you can say 20% implementation, because I know that you all are coming from the different background. So 80% we can say is analysis, and if you don't know what to do, how you can achieve it. So first of all, you should be clear on what you want to achieve as a result, acceptance criteria. So all those things as a part of that, until unless you don't know, like in terms of the diagram, in terms of the documentations. Nowadays, let's say TDD approach is very popular, taste-driven development. Okay, what does it mean? Let's say taste-driven development means first we write the test case and then we do the code. Reverse. Why? Because when can you do this? If you don't know what is being developed, how can you write the test case beforehand? So it's very important that we know that what we are trying to achieve at the end of the day. So here, system architect, system analyst, tech lead, uh, they will basically involved in design. Even developers will involve also. So once they will analyze that, okay, this in the technical perspective, let's just take one example here. Let's say in BRD, business analyst will only mention that, okay, in my website or in this particular product, you should be able to do the checkout, and at the end of the day, you should be able to do the payment. So only BRD says, okay, payment gateway integration is there, but technical document will say, okay, we are going to integrate with how many, let's say PayPal or any other payment gateway, and then whenever we are going to do the payment, so what is the agreement between client and like third party APIs. So all these technical details will be included inside the design. So there is a difference between BRD and technical requirement documentation. This is an actual implementation, how we are going to achieve. So there are three main important aspects whenever you are doing why, what, and how. Okay, so why, what is come under first two sections. Okay, until be a PM side, we are always spend the time on why and what. And third case is how. From system architect, like this is all how part. Okay, design, and we do like technical requirement specifications and all this how part. And then developer actually comes into the picture, and then they will start implementing all those technical things. So developers wise, uh, like mainly you can say like front end developers. Okay, so in market, what are the different kind of developers are there? Okay, what they are going to perform. So front end developers, they are basically HTML, CSS, JavaScript, database. In database, MongoDB is famous. So mean and mun stack. So Mongo, Express, Angular, Node. Okay, so in front-end developer also there are full stack developer requirements are there in the market. So if you want to achieve your career as a front-end developer, then you can go with that stack, mean and mun stack. Okay, so that's one aspect here. BA, if you want to go, if you don't want to do much coding, but at least you should know database, APIs, and some of the technical aspects. If you want to become BA in your life, but first and foremost requirement is that you have to have some domain knowledge. What is domain here? Again, question mark. Domain means, let's say if you have a knowledge in the banking sector, then that you can call as a domain knowledge. Let's say finance sector, in finance, banking, then insurance, then you insurance is a different domain, then mortgages. Okay, so if, then you can work in a, let's say e-commerce is a domain. Okay, so there could be a lot of different trading. You can divide in different segments. Okay, whatever in the industries are there. So let's say telecom is also one domain. So if you have prior knowledge to work in the telecom domain like Rogers, Bale, and on a different telecom communication company, then you can become a BA in that specific area also. So these are some of the domain knowledge expertise required whenever you want to become BA. If you want to become PM, project manager, then you should have the PMP certifications. You can become Scrum Master also. You can have Scrum Master certifications. PM is basically involved in the resource planning, estimations, costing, like all those different things are involved there. So now all these hierarchies are covered. Like if wherever you want to become, whatever the roles and responsibilities you want to achieve, and throughout this cycle, we cannot forget like different roles, like let's say QA for now. You can see like as soon as the BRD is being developed, you can it's not the QA is involved in the end. Let's say developer complete the development and then say, hey QA, now start testing. This is not how it works. As soon as BRD is developed, BRD is being given to the QA at the beginning. Okay, and QA will start designing. Okay, in QA there are different aspects. Like functional, non-functional testing. Okay, functional testing means like all the functionalities, features on your website, sorting, searching, filtering, you do login, registration, everything is working fine. So that's called functionality testing. Non-functional testing means, let's say if Christmas time 1,000 people are going to access your website, whether your website is going to work or not. Okay, so whether your website will handle the load. Okay, if I put the wrong password, if hackers try to hack your website, its security measurement has been taken care of. So those are the considered as a non-functional testing. On top of that, we have pyramid testing, pyramid like in automation. So nowadays manual testing requirements are very less. So if you want to achieve something, like you must go with the automation testing. So in automation testing, like tools like TestNG, Selenium, Cucumber, there are robot frameworks. So that there could be different automation testing tools are there, so that you can automate the testing. So that is required. So now, uh, as a part of the automation testing, like definitely you should know basic of like Java, database, Unix commands are required, and QA will perform the like testing, like as soon as they get the BRD, they plan it. Okay, how much they can do the automation, how much they can have to test, they have to test manually. So all those different criteria they already define, they create a framework if required. So they are ready. Once the developers say, hey, like now start testing, they already know what to do. Okay, so because they will work side by side in order to achieve the automation, in order to do the setup, in order to write down the test cases in the Excel. So all those things are already been taken care of. And throughout the cycles, as I mentioned, that we are going to use the Jira as a tool. So in industry, whenever you want to go anywhere, every company are using Bitbucket for the code repository, Git, okay, like Git, and then Jira as a tool, as a basically complete project management, like from business give a requirement, then we create a Jira ticket for the requirement analysis. So complete agile we are following. Okay, so I can discuss with agile in more details, but I think today we don't have that much of time that we can go in detail about the agile. But initially couple of lectures we discussed about agile, how we work in agile, because every company will ask you in the interview also that right now, are you working in agile model? So how you're working? How's your day so far, from morning to evening? How you spend your day in the company? So all those different kind of questions might be asked in the interview too. So agile methodology is very important for us. So now QA will complete the testing, and then they say, okay, everything is fine. Then they will do the sign off again, sign off that okay, I have tested each and every features and functionality, and that is working fine. Then those features and functionality might be again tested by the BAPM. They will do the sanity test, and then once everything is okay, business will do the sign off that okay, yes, whatever the requirement I have given to you, according to that, it has been developed, and I am happy with that. Okay, so now let's say this is a forward cycle. Okay, forward. Now, what is the backward cycle? So you can see here like business, BAPM, this one here, like system architect, developer, like this is forward development. Okay, like you can deliver the product, and then once product is getting delivered, then what happened? Let's say you started using the application as a consumer, as a client. So what client? Client. Let's say you are sending a money from your account to your friend account. You are basically trying to buy stocks. You place the order, market order, and order you're not able to your order is not getting filled even the market has reached to the price which you have put. That there might be a lot of cases. Okay, so you send a money from your account, and but money has been deducted from your account, but it's not delivered to your recipient. You place the order, but money has been deducted, but order has not been placed yet on any e-commerce website. There could be many different scenarios. You might face issues, and then what is the first step you are doing? You call the customer care, right? So once you call the customer care person will basically help you out to understand. If they cannot find the solution, what they will do, they will raise a ticket. Okay, and they will give you the ticket number, and then reverse cycle start. Okay, reverse flow will start. It will come back, it will create a ticket as a service now, another tool, and that will come to the application support. Okay, so application support team is work with us, like us means in this same hierarchies as a technical part. So they will basically try to debug the issues. They will check the logs, and if they cannot find out the solution, they will basically contact to the BAPM and then developer. And then at the end of the day, it depends on the what kind of issues are there. If it's a financial loss, it has to be fixed within 24 hours or 48 hours. So there are SLS, service level agreement, between the technology and business, because business is getting hampered, business is losing the money. So at the end of the day, business, like technology, has to fix the issues. Okay, so now application support, like will ask the help issue. It again, it come from here. Okay, like this backward flow, and then again it will QA and then deliver it back. Okay, so this is the reverse flow. Okay, one will learn the forward flow, and one is the reverse flow when customer facing the issue. That's called the application customer issues. Okay, production support issues. So now in between, like there are a couple of roles we are missing here. So what those couple of roles? Let's say cybersecurity analyst example. Let's say cybersecurity networking. So all these we have different servers, and then you can log in. So all this different setup or network related threat. Okay, some phishing emails are coming, some hackers are trying to hack your applications or come into your application. So that role coming to cybersecurity analyst. Network people are basically helping us to set up the network, VPN connectivity, somebody are working from home. So those are different roles for the cybersecurity networking side. What data analysts do, so you can put somewhere here in nearby data analyst. So data analyst will basically get the data from the applications, let's say, and then try to generate the reports, which is meaningful reports, which can help business to decide that okay, which product is basically gaining more attractions, how we are going to generating revenue. Yeah, okay, so what people like, what people dislike or from our applications. So all different kind of sort of scenarios, like they will analyze, like what data analysts do. Data cleaning, like we have a lot of garbage data in our application. We can clean the data and filter the data and translate into some form which is useful in form of the graph, in form of the data visualization. At the other, Tableau, Power BI, those are the tools which can help us to get the data and visualize it. Okay, so that data analyst part. So at the end of the day, all these roles are combined together and make one product or application successful. Okay, so this is complete life cycle. At different level, you have different certification. If you want to be okay, DevOps, one more role, I forget it out. DevOps. So what DevOps is helping us? So DevOps is basically helping us to achieve like deployment part, like cloud. Nowadays, every application is going on the cloud. So how we can deploy our application, how we can automate our deployments, CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so using Jenkins, so Ansible, Terraform, so all those DevOps like infrastructure. Okay, IT infrastructure, mainly IT infrastructure automations. That is main roles and responsibility of the DevOps role. So you can imagine, let's say, how many different kind of roles and people as a team we have to work together to make our application successful. Okay, so anybody has any questions so far? Whatever we have covered. Anyone has any question? Anyone has any question? Okay, so now let's basically look at a little bit about the OOPS concepts. Okay, so this is a little bit technical, but I'll put it in uh, very layman terms so that we all can understand. So it's very easily. So I'll basically use my drawing pad to explain you few stuffs here. Okay, so now let's try to understand some of the programming languages. Okay, and OOPS concepts basically it's very basic. There's a flow chart diagram, and then this is our IT ecosystem, and then where exactly OOPS concepts come into the picture. So let me just put some of the programming languages. Okay, so let's say if you want to become, let's say, developer. Okay, so let's look at that way, and then let's put different developers here. Okay, let's say you here let's put data analyst. Okay, let's say full stack developer, or maybe like full stack in .NET, Java. Okay, here maybe it will come C Sharp. Okay, and then we have, let's say, front end. You have React, Angular, mainly JavaScript. Okay, so and database also a like database also a oops. Okay, it's if you want to learn database also, there is a class and objects always is there. So database. So this guy might use Python. Okay, here. So let's say, there are so many programming language in this world, and then if you look at it, C Sharp, Java, Python, Scala, Kotlin, okay, any of the programming languages you want to work, like let's say Python, where even it's required in the cybersecurity. If you want to become cybersecurity analyst, you should know Python. Okay, Unix is also important. Okay, so all those everywhere OOPS concepts are getting used. Okay, and that's why basically I choose this topic, that we might at least I give you some overview of the OOPS concepts. And we have a common misconception that, okay, like I heard a lot of people that, okay, Python is very easy, okay, Java is very tough. So like these kind of words we are using daily in our daily life. But the reality is that all the languages are oops. Okay, so C++, like all these languages has the similar concepts. Okay, let me tell you this way. Let's say for loop, conditions. Okay, let's say conditional statement or flow control statement. Okay, these are all flow. It will control your flow of your programming. So flowchart diagram, that's why we have the flowchart diagram. So for loop, you can say conditions, if, why, and if else, if whatever. All the programming languages has the loop. Okay, all has the conditional statement. Then every programming language has object and class reference. This because class reference is. So what is the difference then? Only syntax. The difference is syntax. Okay, so based on the syntax, we always think, okay, this language is tough and this language is easy. Why? Because in some of the programming languages are verbose. Verbose means you have to write lot more code. Verbose means you have to write more code in order to achieve something. Let's say if you want to achieve something in Python, you might write only 2 lines or 3 lines of code. The same thing you want to achieve in C# or Java, you want to write 10 lines of code. Okay, so that's the only difference. But that doesn't mean it. You cannot classify that, okay, Java is tough and Python is easy. So why? Because only syntax and verbosity of the language, it makes a difference, and that doesn't make a difference in the heavy or easy. Make sense? Because it's very important to understand, because we have to come out from this misconception after 5-10 years of experience. Like if my manager or somebody say me, okay, okay, we have coming new project coming up, and you might end up working in the C sharp, you might end up working in Python, you might end up working in the front end. Okay, you might end up testing in Python. Okay, let's say if automation QA, it's not only QA is being done in Java only, it's being done in Python too. Okay, so the important part is we need to understand that we have to come out from the barrier of the language syntax. We have to be more practical in terms of the logical things. Okay, so that is very important here. So now let's say, let's look at very high level, like what are the OOPS concepts are there. Okay, so we have four main pillars. Okay, you can say six also, but let's say let's start with all six. Okay, so object. Okay, but first let me put class, object, abstraction, polymorphism, sorry, inheritance, encapsulation and inheritance. Okay, okay, so class. Okay, let me tell you in very layman term. Okay, so what is class? As you know, in our daily life, I'm going to explain you today only not coding. Okay, only explain you with the real world examples. What is class? In our daily life, we have created, as a human, we have created a lot of class: upper class, lower class. Okay, so all different middle class, family, like these kind of different classes we have created in our mind. So, and let's just take an example. Let's say dog, employee, car. So whenever we are talking about in general, okay, dog, dog has a tail. Dog, employee has a name. Employee has an ID. Employee has a desk. Employee has a laptop. What employee categories? You can just generalize. Okay, what employee? So I'm not talking about the specific employee here, but I'm talking about a whole family of employee. Okay, I can be employee, you can be employee. Okay, let's say just thinking about taking about a student. Okay, if you are a student, when I'm a student, those properties will be applicable on me. My student ID, which subject I'm taking, which grade I'm in. Just think about holistic perspective. So that we can consider as a class. So what are the examples you can cover here? Let's say, let's put it here. Okay, so we have idea. Let's say employee. Let's say car. Let's say dog. Anything in this world you can classify into some category. Anything. Let's say table. Let's say laptop. Okay, anything in this world, you should be in a situation that you can classify and into some common category, and then you can define the attributes on it, and that's called class. Now object. Okay, so this is small o. Okay, so let me correct it. This is not a big O, this is small o, object. So object means what object? Let's say currently you have a laptop, I have a laptop. I have a car, you have a car. Okay, so we both have a car, but when I say, okay, the car which Muhammad has, that means we are talking about the car specific to the car which Mohammed has, the color is red, whatever. Okay. So now, whenever you are talking about the some specific particular person, particular thing, then we can call as an object. Make sense? Anything in this world, as a table, laptop, computer, keyboard, mouse. So at a holistic perspective, mouse is a class. But when I say, okay, mouse which I have, this is specific mouse, this is my object. Pen, pen is a class, but which pen I have, that is object. Okay, so we have to understand that from particular thing perspective. Okay, so that's very important understand here. So a class and object. So in very any programming language, if you don't understand class and object, you cannot understand that particular language, because nowadays all the programming languages are based on OOPS concepts. If you don't understand class and objects, you cannot do anything. Next, abstraction. So abstraction. Okay, so now just take an example. Let's say if I have a water bottle. Let's just take an example of a water bottle. I might not be able to see a little bit. Okay, so this is transparent. Okay, so you can see like how much water is in. What is, first of all, what is there inside? Like whether it's water, it's something else, whether it's half full or whatever. But let's say if I give you the, I will show you the water bottle which is not transparent. How can you say like what is that inside? Even you cannot imagine that what is that inside plus how much it's there, whether it's empty or full. And that's the same thing. Let's take another example. Currently, we are talking over the Zoom. You are watching me, you are listening me. I can see you, but you're not going behind the scene, how Zoom is being developed, how those content is being transferred over the network. So we are hiding the complexity. Okay. So hiding the complexity, that is abstraction. We can go in detail with the example with the specific thing, but later in the particular language. But I don't want to go language today because our lecture is generalized today, and we are not go role wise or language wise. Okay, so that's abstraction in every programming language. Even PHP is also a object-oriented programming language. So now that's abstraction. Polymorphism. Okay, something has many form with multiple name. So one name has many form. Okay, so let's say water. Water has many forms. It could be ice. It could be like in air form. So there are different forms. So that's in basic terms and terminology we can say as a polymorphism. So there are different type of polymorphism, compile time, run time. So that's we are not going to go into detail, but only major aspect is we need to understand if something has more forms with the same name, right? In our IT world, let's say method. Okay, so in any programming language there are functions. Okay, so the function has the same name but multiple forms. So that comes under the polymorphism. Encapsulations like is very important in basic concepts in IT world, in any programming language. Like we always data is always there. Okay, in any program or any code you are writing, anywhere you go, data is always there. IoTs, Internet of Things around us, data is very important for us in this world nowadays. And data and functions. Okay, let's just take an example of the car. So car, you start engine. Okay, so that is a function. Okay, but car has odometer, like reading, okay, speed. So those are data. So with the car there are two things. Let's imagine the car example. Car has data as well as functions. Okay, remote starter. Okay, what is remote starter in the car? Remote starter is a function. Okay, but how many times you are you are using remote starter, and how data is being transferred, signal is going and you receive it back. Okay, your car is started, that is data. Okay, so there are two major aspects here. So now what is encapsulation? Data and functionality are bind together, that is called encapsulation. Data and functionalities are bind together, that is called encapsulation. Okay, so we are not going to go in the code, but for now let's try to understand the theory perspective in real world example perspective. I've seen a lot of interviewers are asking, okay, can you explain me in real world example? Then you should know this. Conceptually you should be clear, that is the main aim here. Inheritance. Okay, let's take an example, our example. We say, okay, you looks like your mom, you looks like your dad. So and most of the time use, okay, you have like something in your body or something genetically. So you say, okay, your grandmother has this one, that's why you are getting this, right? So what does it mean? Ultimately we are talking about inheritance. Okay, so it's the reusability. Inheritance is gives you the reusability. Let's again talk about the family of the car. Okay, so let me just draw something for you, like some of the examples. Okay, let's say I'll draw, let's say we have vehicle. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram. Okay, so and then you understand. So let's say we have car, then we have truck. Okay, under car we have, let's say, Toyota, Honda. Under Toyota we have many. Okay, so and this go up, all upward arrow. Okay, so vehicle. Okay, now just let's speak something this way. Vehicle is a car. Doesn't make any sense, right? Vehicle is a car. Doesn't make any sense. Car is a vehicle. Makes sense, right? So you go upward in the direction. In inheritance, what happened? You go upward in the direction. So Toyota is a vehicle. Yes, correct. Toyota is a car. So this is the second level. Ancestors. Okay, just think about our hierarchy. So this is ancestor. Toyota, parent of is car. Parent of car is vehicle. So and that's called inheritance. Okay, so whatever common thing we can define here, so that can be reused across the hierarchies, both the side. If you think something is only with the Toyota, then you can just define at this level and then can be reusable across the under the Toyota. Okay, so again another example. Let me tell you another example. Okay, let's say shape. Okay, under shape we have, let's say this one level hierarchy. Let's say circle, let's say rectangle. Okay, so there could be many. Okay, you can define. So you can define animals also, right? Let's say animal, different type of animals, like and then you can define here at the end of the day wild animal, like non-wild animals or something like that, so you can define a lot of hierarchies, and then you can have a reusability of those terms and terminologies. Okay, so this is all about at a very high level. Okay, so OOPS concepts, and those are very important. Okay, so now I think there is no more topic from my side. Okay, so that's the only couple of things I was thinking to cover. If you guys have any questions, so maybe we can take questions. Okay, and then we can go over, because this is only 1 hour, because if I keep this for longer time, like you won't like, because that's the reality. So if you guys have any questions, let's discuss. Anything you want to ask, you can ask me regarding the roles, regarding you, like if you are doing some preparations, if you want to do some certifications, anything. See, this is not a marketing call, okay, guys? So I'm not going to market my services, but it's my responsibility that at least I can tell you that how we work is a demo session. So, like all marketing related stuffs, you can ask in the office. You can call. You already know, but I'm not going to discuss this. But at least you can ask me any technical things. If you are facing an issue, it doesn't matter whether you join us or not. That is not the criteria here.
Okay, I wanna ask, like I have no background, no IT background. So which one of these I should choose, or you will suggest me on what criteria?
Okay. See, like whenever
All this.
there are a lot of IT people are coming from non-IT to IT. So I'll tell you a couple of scenarios. Okay, so I have placed more than like 70, 80 students like this, like which are purely non-IT, like B.Ed, BCom, their age is up 40 plus, and then they are maybe pharmacy, doctor, HR background, accounting background. So most of the time, if look, see, first thing is like you have to be determined, okay? You have to do a lot of hard work from your side. Course wise, you can choose, let's say, data analyst, business analyst, and we have advanced fusion. So advanced fusion is the combination. So combination of data analyst, business analyst, application support, and QA. So in all this form, BA has little bit less coding. If you think that you cannot do the code, then you should choose BA. Okay. If you think that you can be more technical and you can do coding also, then you can go ahead with DA or advanced fusion. Apart from these all three, the fourth number I give you, the cybersecurity and networking. If you have prior knowledge, if you know that you can do, but certification is required. Okay, cybersecurity networking, you have to pass some basic security plus, or maybe you can go with the networking side, then CCNA, CCNP. So some of the fields are required certifications. Okay, so you have four choice total, based on your criteria, based on your thinking. Okay, I want to do the coding a little bit, I'm okay with that, then you can choose any of this advanced fusion or data analysis, because Python and Java will be there like subsequently, like interchangeably. In BA there is less coding.
Okay, thank you. So
Can
I'm
you, yeah, go ahead.
thinking, actually, I'm thinking of cyber security. I'm willing to do like a licensing or anything certification
Yeah.
regarding cybersecurity.
Yep. See, ultimately, I'll tell you, like, see, let's try to understand this way. Okay, so lot of we are basically afraid of the market situation currently. That recession is going on, and then there are no jobs in the market. And let's think about this way. Like, uh, there is everybody knows, like, currently housing market is down, right? Housing market is down. Okay, so now let me
Yeah.
ask you one thing. Are the houses are getting sold in the market?
And
Yes, housing are getting sold. Like you say,
well,
you
well,
want
but
go to
not
house
like that.
housing. But I'll
Not
tell
like
you.
before, but
Yeah, but yeah, that was my question. Okay, not what is that not like before? Can you tell me what is that not like before? Can you tell me the some pointers? Anybody can tell me the pointers? What is the difference between after Corona, there's a peak market and now there is a down market? What is the difference? In
Interest
that,
rate.
what is that?
The interest rates.
Oh, okay, the interest rate is that, but what is the difference? Like the house being sold and
Because
two,
there,
1 year.
there is no jobs available. People cannot afford. There's most
Oh,
of stuff.
okay, let me put this way. Okay, so let's say first of all price. Okay, price is down. Okay, so 2 years back, if you buy some house, it might be 300,000, 400,000 up. Now you're buying the same house, little less price. Okay, that's one thing. What is the second point? Second point was that 2 years back, the house which are garbage house are also getting sold in one day. Okay, let's think about the two major point which is related to our life as an IT person. Okay, so now think about this way. You are you want to come into IT. Okay, so first of all, let's try to understand this way. Okay, house are getting sold. Okay, housing market is not stalled. House is not getting sold. It's not like open the house sigma, open the realtor.ca, find out in last 30 days how many houses are getting sold. Yes, there are transactions are there. It's not zero. Okay, it's not zero. First of all, we have to understand these three facts. First of all, transactions are not zero. Houses are getting sold for the less price. The garbage house are not getting sold nowadays. Okay, so now think about your perspective. You want to come into IT. Okay, earlier what happened that you have less knowledge and you are not, your interview is not good. Still, companies were buying you. See, we are also selling ourselves. Simple. Let's think about this way. Whenever I'll put you in the market. What does it mean? We are selling you. Okay. Okay. Now think about this way. If you are, I'm not saying, okay, this is the wrong word. I should not say this, but let's say if your preparation is not good, like compared to, let's say, garbage house. Let's say our house, we won't clean our house. We don't get some certifications. We don't make ourselves ready. Then nowadays, company has less job and more people. Okay, it's buyers market and sellers market, so they will choose the right people, right? Because they have a time. So now if you don't prepare yourself very well, then you will not be able to sell yourself. Second thing, there are jobs in the market, but with the less salary. It's okay. Like, see, what is your target? You want 100,000? I don't want 100,000. I just want you to get the job in the IT. When market goes up, you can do a jump and get equivalent salary 100,000, 200,000. But nowadays, you have to change your perception. I don't want money. I want job. See, even though if somebody giving me $50,000, I'm okay. Why? I can start my career in IT. You understand, right?
Yes.
Because this is how we have to think. Until unless, see, I can tell you, I don't want to sell you anything that okay, you can join me. But nowadays there are less job in the market. What do you think? Let's say if you join me, I'll give you the job. I don't have any stick. Okay, that I will basically put you on this one and then you will get the job. And there are three things: your preparations, our preparations, and the market condition. Three are combined. Let's say if market is good, we are putting our efforts, but let's say you are not putting your efforts, you will not get the job ever. So there is no guarantee that you will get the job. But I can tell you the truth that whatever you are going to get here, that's for sure that your level will go up very high. The day you join and after 3 months, you will be different.
Okay.
Any other
Got it.
question? Yeah, go ahead, Nikita.
Yeah, so I am coming from non-IT background and I have already choose the advanced fusion course. So do you suggest like can you explain that like we do need to learn the whole languages in the details or just the basic?
See, we are already covering as a part of the content whatever is required. So if you already subscribe the course, you don't need to worry. We'll guide you throughout the course. So don't worry about that. But you can start orientations and whatever the documentation we have provided to you. You can start on those one, and then I think you're if you're a new batch, maybe we'll start from the warm up session. Any other question, guys? Anyone? All good, guys. Then if you have any concern questions, please reach out to us. Okay, so we'll definitely help you out. Okay, thank you guys for joining on the Sunday. Enjoy your weekend.